Hi, Shane Saracen here to talk about something, Mistake Monday, if you will. And this could go a lot of different directions, but oftentimes when we get our first beginning drum set, sometimes I started with a snare before that. Some people do, they don't really do that as much as they used to now. Now people will just go, if they're in a school band, they might start with a pad and a bell kit. But there was a big difference in the quality of a lot of the drums back then. My first snare drum was a Gene Krupa chrome over brass snare drum. So the original case is sitting right over there. Unfortunately, I traded the drum in because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. And that's part of what this Mistake Monday is about. So oftentimes, a lot of youngsters, a lot of students, beginners, we get I don't want to say cheap. I've gotten to where I'm trying not to use that word as much, an inexpensive or an entry level type of kit. And it typically comes with a snare and all that kind of stuff. Hardware, and usually the cymbals are awful, but you upgrade your cymbals. And then when you wear those heads out, you upgrade your heads, and immediately the drum set will sound better. And then oftentimes what people do is they will say, oh, I'm ready for a new set. I want to get a new set. And what they'll do is they'll get a shell pack and keep the hardware that came with that entry level kit, and they'll keep the snare. My personal opinion is do the opposite. Do exactly the opposite. Get a snare, an upgrade on a snare. A snare is something you play more than you do that drum set, other than maybe the kick drum. So, if you're going to upgrade in pieces, upgrade that snare to a higher quality snare. You'll notice a huge difference. You can make the drum set sound good, get that snare upgraded. And then if you can, upgrade the hardware, or if you do upgrade the set, get hardware with it as well. But a lot of times people will say, I've got a snare. I'm just going to use my snare. And they'll upgrade the kit, and then the snare just is not in the same ballpark. I would rather reverse that. Now, that being said, when I got my first kit, I had a good snare. So I just got a kick rack and a floor. It was Premier. And I had that Gene Krupa snare. And then I traded that kit in when I was in 7th grade. And I still had a Premier mahogany kit. But what I did is I went to a bigger kit with a 22 and a 12, 13, 16. And I got the Premier 2000 snare. And I got rid of the Gene Krupa snare. I wish I hadn't done it, but I did. I still have the Premier snare, and it's in excellent condition. It's an excellent snare. But anyway, my point is this, that if you're going to upgrade something other than the heads, my first choice would always be upgrade that snare. That snare is something that it's like the main part of the kit. It's going to take more beatings and more strokes and more notes than anything else on that kit, and then upgrade the other stuff later. So there's my Mistake Monday. Make sure you don't just dismiss the snare just to get a new kit. Get the snare and then look for a good kit. And again, nothing wrong with checking that used market.